Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wise Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. RHONJ Ruelas sends terrifying message to enemies. RHONJ house husband Luis Ruelas has sent a terrifying message to all of his enemies via his social media. Of course, he proceeded to delete it from his Instagram stories, which would have expired after 24 hours. So what did Teresa Giudice's man have to say? Keep reading for more details. RHONJ Luis Ruelas sends terrifying message to enemies. Luis Ruelas has never been a fan favorite despite what Teresa Giudice and her daughters have had to say. They praise him and what an amazing man he is, but viewers see a different side. He is a hothead and says things that are in extremely poor taste. Recently, he shared advice that he gave his 4 stepdaughters regarding wearing skimpy clothing. Prior to that, it came out that Luis takes each girl out on individual dates. This gave followers the ick, but that just added to how he had the RHONJ cast investigated in season 13 with no shame or remorse. However, in the season 14 finale, Luis sank to a new low when he wished suffering upon co-star Margaret Joseph's son. He was speaking to Teresa as she was leaving to meet with the women and had this to say. Viewers were appalled by this, as was Margaret when she saw it at the alternate reunion. She had production pause the moment so she could process it, but Teresa defended her husband. Dolores Catania, who has always been neutral, even let Teresa know that this was not a good situation. He tried to issue an apology, but he didn't appear to take true accountability. Now, according to Reality T, Luis Ruelas posted a strong message to his enemies on his social media. It appears Luis is saying he would not have any mercy on his enemies, so he will keep taking them down at every turn. He did recruit famed PI Bodiel to dig up dirt on the cast and allegedly go after the cast kids. Some children were not even featured or mentioned on the show, yet they had been implicated regardless. Always in the wrong. After RHONJ fans caught wind of what Luis Ruelas had posted, they were not impressed. More so, they shamed him for even doing this and noted how he was always doing the wrong thing. One did note that they post creepy stuff like this all of the time, but Luis is under a microscope. Therefore, he is always going to catch heat, but it is his track record that is cause for concern. The world of the Real Housewives of New Jersey has never been short on drama, but Luis Ruelas, Teresa Giudice's polarizing husband, continues to find ways to push the chaos into new headline-grabbing directions. Viewers of RHONJ know Luis as a man with an intense personality and a fierce loyalty to his wife, but lately his behavior has taken on a darker, more intimidating edge. According to whispers among fans and insiders close to the Bravo universe, Luis may have just sent a chilling warning to his enemies, both on and off the show, signaling that he's ready to go to war. While Teresa has been no stranger to feuds during her housewives' reign, it seems her husband has taken it upon himself to act as her protector, enforcer, and perhaps her most controversial weapon. The shadow of Luis on RHONJ. When Luis first entered Teresa's world, some fans hoped he would bring her peace after years of turmoil with Joe Giudice, jail time, and family strife. Instead, he has become one of the most polarizing figures the franchise has ever seen. From allegedly hiring investigators to dig up dirt on castmates, to fiery confrontations at reunion tapings, Luis has cultivated a reputation as a man unafraid of confrontation. But what really unsettles people is the way he operates in the shadows, not just during explosive on-camera fights, but in what insiders describe as behind-the-scenes intimidation. Now, a new message allegedly tied to Luis has people talking, a cryptic warning that feels less like housewives gossip and more like the kind of threat that could spill out of reality TV and into real life. A terrifying message. The alleged message wasn't delivered in a screaming match or a confessional chair. Instead, it came through what many believe to be carefully worded social media posts and direct communications that coincidentally found their way into the inboxes of those Luis has clashed with. The tone? Ominous. The implication? That anyone standing against Luis and Teresa should think twice before crossing them again. Some fans speculate the message was veiled enough to maintain plausible deniability, something along the lines of those who choose to spread lies will regret their actions when the truth comes out. Others suggest it was far darker, hinting at legal, financial, or personal consequences for those who continue or exaggerated. The rumors have shaken up Bravo Nation, with viewers and bloggers alike debating whether Luis is simply playing reality TV hardball or stepping into genuinely dangerous territory. Who are his enemies? On the surface, it's easy to assume Luis's message was aimed at Teresa's longtime foes, Melissa and Joe Gorga. The feud between the Judases and Gorgas has been the beating heart of RHONJ drama for over a decade. Luis has never hidden his disdain for Melissa, and the tension reached a breaking point last season when accusations flew about loyalty, lies, and betrayal. But insiders suggest the circle of Luis's so-called enemies might be bigger than just the Gorgas. Margaret Josephs, who famously accused Luis of shady past dealings and questionable behavior, may very well be on that list. Dolores Catania, once Teresa's loyal ally, has also started to distance herself, and that independence could put her in Luis's crosshairs. And then there are the producers, bloggers, and even fans who criticize Luis online. For someone as fiery and reactive as him, anyone who questions his integrity could easily be perceived as an adversary. Teresa's role in the storm. Where does Teresa fit into all of this? According to some reports, she is fully standing by her man, defending Luis against criticism and brushing off concerns about his aggressive tone. But others say Teresa is privately conflicted. She's fought for years to maintain her OG housewife crown and doesn't want Bravo executives to see her husband as a liability. The franchise is already in rocky territory after a season filled with fractured friendships and viewers questioning if RHONJ can ever be repaired. If Luis's message to enemies gets too dark, too threatening, or too real, it could put Teresa's Bravo future at risk. Fans react. Chills and divisions. Fans of the show are divided. Some praise Luis for being a strong partner who refuses to let Teresa be disrespected. To these fans, his warning is less terrifying and more protective husband energy. Others, however, are deeply unsettled. Social media threads are filled with comments like, "This isn't entertaining anymore. It feels dangerous." Luis needs to remember this is a TV show, not the mob. If I were Margaret or Melissa, I'd be careful. This guy doesn't play around. The fear isn't just about Luis's words. It's about the aura he projects, the fiery stare, the way he leans in during arguments, the unpredictability that has people wondering what's next. Bravo's dilemma. Behind the cameras, Bravo executives are reportedly weighing how to handle the situation. The network thrives on drama, fights, feuds, scandals, but there's a fine line between good TV and dangerous behavior that could cause real harm. Luis's alleged message to enemies puts Bravo in a precarious spot. Do they lean into the drama and let it play out, knowing it could boost ratings? Or do they step in, set limits, and risk losing one of the most buzzed-about storylines of the season? Teresa, as the face of the franchise, is caught in the middle. Protecting Luis could mean jeopardizing her housewife's empire, but throwing him under the bus isn't in her nature, and may not even be an option given her loyalty to him. A chilling future ahead. If there's one thing fans of RHONJ know, it's that nothing stays buried for long. Whatever Luis's message really meant, it's already stirred up enough speculation and fear to dominate the Bravo conversation. As filming for the new season continues, all eyes will be on him, waiting for the next outburst, the next confrontation, the next cryptic warning that keeps fans guessing whether they're watching reality TV or something much more sinister. Ruelas has made it clear he won't back down from his enemies. The question now is, will Bravo, the cast, and the fans be able to handle the storm he's unleashing? Or will this terrifying message mark the beginning of the end for one of the most infamous couples in Housewives history?